from the mission is that we can't really reach Mars without a better understanding of the neuroscience, cognition, and psychology. It's really important stuff. NASA understands that. There's funding opportunities for that. We need other scientists like you guys on board to help get involved, design good studies, get involved, work together with this. And there's funding opportunities that NASA has through the NSPIRES grant system, through the Human Research Program. They're leading the way forward. And, you know, good scientists, great scientists make for the best teams. And we need to add more to that because these errors in cognition and selection, we got to figure out who do we pick, by the way. How do you pick who goes? Humanity's never had to make that decision before. How do you pick who's going to get along? Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, they're only together for about 7 days, 9 days. You can kind of tolerate anyone in that time period. This is very different. We've never had to make this decision. But figuring out how to make the right selections will determine if we have catastrophic effects. And so, you know, to bring that back home, the science here is obviously essential, but at the end of the day, like we were just talking about a minute ago, I really want to suggest that it's our humanity that we're going to have to rely upon, because more than anything else in these missions, you've got to be good to people. And I think we can take that outside of the mission too. You know, when Frank Borman came back from being the first person to circle the moon in the 60s, he had this quote where he said, when you're finally up there at the moon looking back on Earth, all those differences and nationalistic traits are pretty well going to blend. And you're going to get a concept that maybe this is really one world, and why the hell can't we learn to live together like decent people? You know, and that's something we don't get to think about a lot, because we're in that little spot. It looks different than that spot, which is different than that. But when this is your view, and that was awesome about this mission. No Twitter, no Facebook, no news, no anything. None of that mattered. We didn't care. It was awesome. And we got to just think, you know, of ourselves as they asked, as astronauts. Not as citizens of a country, but as you know, members of a species. And I think that was really changed my view coming out of a bigger thing to think about. Because again, we may never want to leave Earth if we can do that a little bit better on Earth. So with that, I just kind of want to leave you guys with this message to kind of, you know, dream, believe, and do, right? You know, you got to have dreams. You know, I was dreaming to do stuff like this for years as a little kid. I never really thought it would connect. But you know, they're not really able to be done without believing yourself. And being in this space with that huge rocket ship I showed you, I was there by myself one day, and it made me realize how many smarter people there were than me that, for whatever reason, weren't there. And I wasn't very smart. I wasn't very fast. I wasn't very good at anything. I wasn't the best at much anything. But I realized that the reason that I had been there and been lucky at the time is because I believed in what my dreams were. Other people gave up. That was really kind of the difference. So I really want to sort of communicate that, because that's real. It's not cliche. It's like you sit there and you're like, wow, I'm really dumb and I can't believe I'm here. There's better people than me and I know who they are. But somehow I'm here because they gave up and I didn't. And that was really profound. It makes you feel very small in the world. But it happens, and that's the way it does. And you know, you can't just stop at believing. You've got to actually do it. And it really can come true, and it can happen. You know, I say that just to share that experience, because it's not a cliche. And you know, there's Journey fans in here. Don't stop believing. So with that, you know, I want to thank the HERA team, the HERA crewmates. I learned so much about being a good teammate from them. They helped me